Real estate strategy without the spin. Here's what you missed from this week's Friday Focus on KGCI, Real Estate on Air.
Elevate your life. Elevate your business. Welcome to the Elevated Results Podcast.
Welcome to the Elevated Results Podcast. We are a result of what our daily rituals are, our consistency, our discipline. It's all a combination of getting the results that we want in our business, is how we're showing up every day. What are the rituals we're doing every single morning to prepare ourselves to step into the best versions of us, the versions of us that are needed in our business to accomplish our dreams and our goals. And it all comes down to spiritual alignment. Every morning I wake up, I have a ritual, a spiritual ritual, where I can tap into the freedom that flows through my body, mind, and soul by allowing myself to flow through a few yoga sun salutations. The asana practice, where you connect the movement to your breath and to your mind. It grounds me, it connects me, it opens me up to the universe, to my intuitive guidance that's available once I'm open to it. After I go through a few yoga sun salutations, then I move through a visualization meditation process where I focus on my dreams, my goals, what I want to accomplish in my business. And I visualize as though it's happening right now, right in the moment, so that I can start to cultivate it into fruition. And then the most beautiful part of my ritual is I started doing this with my daughter. She's a year old, and it all started when her room used to be my meditation yoga space. She has the best view in the house. So I kept that space, and I still allow myself to, once she's awake, we go back in her room and I do my yoga sun salutations there. I do my visualization process and a little meditation while she's playing around, connecting with me. And it's a moment for us to be present with the universe, to be present with each other. And as I flow through that visualization process, we always end it by playing the sound bowl, which is an energetic vibration that grounds us. And kids really are intuitive beings, because as soon as I play the bowl, she smiles. And I started doing the sound of the earth, the sound of the universe, which is Om. And every time I do it, she gets the biggest smile on her face because she can feel the vibrations. She's an intuitive being. And honestly, it lights me up so much to know that I've already been able to influence her in this, to know the power of a routine, to know the power of having a connection to a source outside of yourself, to your intuition, to making yourself a priority, to making sure that you're fueling yourself, mind, body, and soul. And we always end our little morning ritual with a tarot card. So we pull tarot cards, one for her. She always intuitively pulls whichever one she needs. And then I pull one for myself. And then we pull one for the highest good of all. And today the card that came through was spiritual alignment. And when we look at our business, everything needs to be in spiritual alignment. We need to be in alignment, mind, body, and soul. Because when we're in alignment, mind, body, and soul, we're able to show up in our businesses as the best versions of ourselves, the versions of us that are needed to accomplish those dreams and goals that we visualize. And so that's how we can really capitalize on being in alignment, in our spiritual alignment. Because our bodies are our temple. Our bodies are the vehicles that are going to get us from point A to point B. Our bodies are the vehicle that are going to take us to achieving our dreams and our goals, to making them a reality. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of not only our mindset, not only our soul, but our bodies, the vessels that are going to get us there. And so today, I'm really grateful to co-elevate with Kira with Lifestyle U. And Lifestyle U has been able to help people all over the world by really stepping into alignment with their physical body, healing themselves from the inside out. And so when we can take care of our bodies and we can take care of our vessels, we can really allow ourselves to be in spiritual alignment, to allow the universe to flow through us, to be those portals. And when I say to be the portal of the universe, I mean it allows that energy to flow through you. It allows your intuition to be what ignites you, that drives you, that pushes you towards achieving your goals and your dreams in your business. So when it comes to spiritual alignment in your business, it's in different aspects. It's your mind, body, and soul. Welcome, Kira. Thank you for co-elevating with me.
It's always a pleasure when I get to co-elevate and surround myself with people that inspire me and motivate me to elevate in other aspects. And so a few months ago, we got to do a retreat together, which was the Elevated Wellness Retreat.
Ah,
It was super fun. And I just was inspired by how you've been able to leverage spirituality into your business. So tell me a little bit, and tell everybody that's listening a little bit about Lifestyle You and what you do as a holistic nutritionist.
okay, cool. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I love everything about this. I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm a holistic and also a functional nutritionist. So it's kind of like two different sides of that nutrition piece. So with holistic nutrition, I learned a lot about food and how we can use it to heal our bodies and just like feel better overall. And then I kind of went down the functional path where I use lab testing to like maybe get a deeper idea of things that are going on in the gut, with our mineral levels, heavy metals, hormones. So really just expanding my knowledge, but still coming back to like real nutrition being the root of what I do. So yeah, now I work one-on-one with clients, mostly women. I work with some men sometimes. But yeah, we really get to the root cause of what is giving them these symptoms. A lot of times it's fatigue and gut issues is really like my specialty. So yeah, we have a huge program now. It's amazing. We walk people through just a lot of different lifestyle habits that seem small but are very significant overall in their like healing journey. So yeah, it's
It
awesome.
is true, because to be in spiritual alignment, we must be in alignment spiritually, mentally, but physically. And I think that's a thing where when we're really stepping into the higher realms of spirituality, sometimes people forget that our bodies really are our temple, and that without our bodies and being in peak performance, we're not going to be able to get the results in our business or to show up as the best versions of ourselves and in our life and in every aspect. So what have you noticed with your clients? Because I know you guys have had the opportunity to help many, many people all over the world. What have you noticed with your clients when you start to see them see the significant difference when they're taking care of themselves, when they're fueling themselves by utilizing food and different lifestyle habits? What have you noticed in how it really changes their life?
Yeah, there's this strange, it's like no matter how much information we know or study or learn, there's a really deep rooted thought in all of us that's like we need to just eat less and move and just work out a ton, and that's how we get healthy. So it does take some time for us to really shift that mindset. Like we need to fuel our bodies well and like eat enough food, please. And
It's easy
when
for
that
me, I love eating, so.
yeah, yeah, I know it's not so bad. But when that starts to happen and they do start to fuel their bodies well and they have the energy to, I don't know, maybe go for a walk after dinner by themselves or run themselves a bath or go to that yoga class that they've been wanting to try or even like go on a weekend away with friends. It's just like having that internal vitality almost that really gets sucked out of us at different phases of life and just like topping it up a little bit. I find it really a lot like women just naturally are so spiritual. And when we add that fuel to the fire of just food, just feeding our bodies well, it just opens up this whole avenue that sometimes we didn't even know was there. And yeah, I feel like I forget what the question was, but
They were rolling with it, but it
Um,
is true, is we are intuitive beings, and especially when we said women, but we are all very intuitive beings. And I think as we evolve through life, there's so many different mindset shifts around food. Like I even know growing up, I was always athletic, my dad said, because I was bigger and I just ate ice cream and cake. I didn't take care of myself. And then you get the mentality around food that, yeah, you have to eat less, or if you eat that, it's bad. And there's just so many beliefs that are created around food and really how we take care of ourselves. So when you look at the mindset piece, because I know success at anything is 80% your mindset and then 20% the strategy, the food, what you're actually doing. What do you notice? Do you notice any beliefs with your clients when they start versus when they finish working with you or continue working with you?
yeah. Almost every person that I work with really struggles to believe that they are deserving of the time it takes to make some meals and, actually take their break at work. Like, just go out and have a 5-minute walk during your lunch hour. Like, they'll feel guilty doing things like that for themselves. But having someone, and honestly, this is what I really pride myself the most on, and what I love doing as a coach is really shifting that mindset that I'm always so supportive. And it's just like that break, that meal that you're cooking yourself is going to fuel you in a way that's going to make you more productive in every other area of your life. And as soon as they notice it or feel it, even just once, like, I ate breakfast every day this week. And then yesterday, when my daughter wanted to go to the park after school, I had the energy to take her. And as soon as it clicks in that it's like, holy frick, we need
Definitely fuel, we need it.
Yes. So it's like as soon as that change happens, it's so powerful. And then I think they'll believe a little bit more after that because it's a hard shift to make. But I think, yeah, just knowing that we're so deserving of the time, because we always hear, you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, you need to fill yourself first. But like knowing what that really means and then feeling it and seeing it, even just once in your life, you're like, whoa, I get it. And
Because
then,
then once they feel it and see it, then they
Mhm.
know what it's supposed to be like. Because when
Yeah.
we don't know what something's meant, like we don't know what feeling good feels like, you
Mhm.
think feeling like shit is normal. So that's your metric. And then you get the metric of feeling good spiritually, mentally, physically, and you know what it's supposed to feel like, and you can use that as a metric to get back to. So when you look at some of the things that you help your clients with, and I know you had some really unique ideas of what you were implementing in your clients' lives, but what are some things that people could start integrating right away that would help them to really allow themselves to be in spiritual alignment physically?
I love that. Something that I really like to talk about is, it sounds really boring and lame, but it's so powerful, is digestion hygiene. So I know that sounds so lame, but and this is just like from the time you start cooking your meal until you're finished eating, just really paying attention to everything going on in your body. Are you connected? Are you excited about the food that you're eating? Are you grateful for the journey that like I just posted about this today on Instagram, that peach that you're eating, like it took sunshine and rain and a farmer that had to tend to it and someone that had to pick it and someone else had to box it up and someone, like, just the path that this food takes to get to us. Like, I have goosebumps just thinking about, like, just filling your body with gratitude around just the fact that we have these options, I think is so powerful. So also chewing your food slowly, taking the time to enjoy it, maybe thinking about how amazing it tastes. How does it smell? This not only fires up your actual digestive juices and helps you digest and break things down better, but it also just aligns you with the food that you're eating. And instead of just like inhaling garbage, you will naturally start to lean towards like craving those whole foods and things that just make your body feel better from start to finish. So I think that's a big one that I love.
The
Really,
mindfulness piece. As you were saying that, I'm just thinking it's a reminder for me too. And I really do think that what comes through is something that we need to work on. And as you're saying this, when I first started my yoga journey, I realized the power of mindfulness. And I always used just to eat whatever and I never thought of anything. And then I started to be mindful when I was drinking my tea or eating. And that's something I haven't been doing lately. So thank you for the reminder of that because it really is, you can bring mindfulness into every single thing that you do in your life. Washing dishes, eating, everything.
yeah, and just like thinking of your senses, like what does this taste like? What does this smell like? What does it look like? And it naturally pushes you towards gratitude, which we all know how powerful that is. So I think that's just a beautiful way to start a meal, is like, wow, either I had the ability to make this or someone made this for me, like even better. And it's just like gratitude explosion. So that I love.
The
Um,
world really does need the gratitude because I feel like with technology and everything's progressing at such a rapid pace right now, we're all in our phones all the time. We're not really paying attention to the nature. We're not mindful. which is allowing us to not be grateful, which ultimately creates people to have depression. They're not taking care of themselves. So I think it all intertwines and it all aligns in some way. And I think it is really, really powerful that you can bring that into people's lives.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love it so, so much. And just even like introducing our kids to these things, like do a little, we call them thankfuls at our house, and everyone says they're thankfuls. Like that's so amazing. I'm trying to think what else I would quickly
It is,
throw.
and I think it's important for kids too, because they learn that
Yes.
when they learn when they're young, and it's something that they can integrate as they're older. Because again, it's a metric. If we don't
Yeah.
know something, we don't know it. But at least with this, we get to learn. But I think those are powerful things that you're helping your clients with. So if you could say, even in your own business, because business is a spiritual game, how have you utilized spirituality in your own business?
Oh, I love that. I'm on a team. There's three of us, my sister, and then Jensen. We're all like kind of on a little coaching team together at Lifestyle U. And we are very particular about our like goal setting, and we get really like real about it. We're writing it down, but at the end of the day, it all kind of comes back to that like manifestation piece of the puzzle that has just been huge for me. And I find that I really have to like sit back and let it come to me instead of being like, I want this many Instagram followers. It's like, what does that even mean? I don't even know why. Have you ever stopped to think why? So just like letting the universe,
Purpose,
yes, yeah,
the reason, the driver.
yeah, guide me has just been so powerful. And one other thing that has just changed the game for me, because I did struggle with my spirituality. Not even struggle with it. I always knew inside that I was so passionate, but to say it out loud that I was spiritual for some reason was like shameful, or I don't know. So this year, honestly, I have just like let it out. I'm letting it flow.
Free spirit, and I love it. Let it
And
out.
I bring that intention to my check-ins with my clients. So I do like a weekly check-in, and I just center myself, and I spend a lot of time on the morning of check-ins, like asking the universe to align me with my clients and show me what they need, and not necessarily like knowledge that I know and love and repeat and regurgitate. I'm like, just bring me what maybe I don't even know. And since I've done that, like my clients will sometimes, go through things in life and they're struggling, and they just say, "Oh, I had a rough week at work." And that's all they'll say. And I'll just be like, "I don't know what happened at work, but blah, blah, blah." I just like blurt something out. And they're like, "How did you know that was exactly what happened?" So I find that harder you lean into that spiritual and intuitive side of yourself, it like blasts off. And it just has made my relationship with my clients so much deeper, and it has become a huge part of the program for me now. It's like tapping into that and letting it guide us, and it makes us so connected, and I'm just so grateful for it now. So I think that's the biggest shift that I've seen with it.
And it is really powerful because all of us can be portals for the universe to flow through if we allow it, but where most of society is closed off. And I know when I first went on my spiritual awakening, I was so closed off that I was ignoring it, even though deep down I knew I was a spiritual being and I had a gift in some way, but I ignored it and I pushed it down until the universe was like, listen, you got to listen to it. And once you can decipher the difference between ego and your higher self and your intuition, you always know where
Yeah.
to lean into. But when you're saying about how you ask the universe, it's so powerful. I took a medium course and I never thought I was a medium, but I'd always get messages. Like it was like somebody was telling me, go write this down or go tell this person this. And it wasn't like I heard a voice. It was just an inner knowing that I had to go do something. And it wasn't until I took this medium course where I realized that that was messages from the universe, that that was actually, it was downloads. I was getting messages that I was supposed to act on. So if we can be in alignment spiritually, like you just said, you can be a better service to your clients because you're in alignment, you're open to the guidance that's available to you. So for you to be able to really leverage that power of spirituality and bring it into each of your clients' businesses, you're more aware of what they need. You're able to be intuitive and deliver the result that they're coming to you for. So just, it's so powerful that you even leverage that into your business.
Yeah, it's been amazing. And like, I can't wait to see what else I'm still feel like I'm like new to bringing it into my business, but once you see it happen and it works, you're just like, what?
Whoa, this actually works.
Yes, exactly. So, oh my
Like, it's
gosh.
so fun when you look at, I don't know if you've ever done this, you probably do it with Lifestyle You if you're writing down all your goals and your visions. But if you look back, and I do this sometimes where I go look back at what my dream life was, my ideal vision of my business and my life, and I'll look back and I don't even realize that I'm living that vision right now. So it's that power of really being clear on where we are now, where we want to go, and having that metric that you can go back and look at it to know how far you've come, because we get comfortable and things start to feel normal and you don't really realize sometimes what you've been able to co-create with the universe. So have you ever done something like that? Have you ever looked back to something that was once a dream that's now your reality?
Yes, I mean, even like talking about the Instagram followers, I don't know why I keep coming back to that, but at the beginning of this year, I was like, I'm gonna hit 3,000 followers like by the end of the year. And I did that by May. And I was just like, what?
Whoa.
What just happened? And now it's like I don't even, that's not even on my radar anymore. Like I wouldn't set that as a goal because I feel like the people that come, I want people to find me that feel my message on, so it's not so much volume, it's like specific people. So now my goal has totally shifted, which is funny, but it's also just crazy to see. It's like when I started, I'm like, I just want to get 10 clients. Like that would be so, imagine if I worked with 10 people and now I'm like 10 a month. Like, okay, that's cool. What's happening?
So what are you manifesting now? What are you bringing with spiritual alignment into your business, into your life? What are you manifesting now?
Hmm.
If you want to share it.
Yeah, I think what I really want is for people who feel like they don't have an answer, even if it's not with me. Like I want to find those people who are looking for a coach that has never, or sorry, who have worked with a lot of practitioners and coaches and like no one's ever really listened to them. And just to have someone who is so intentionally supportive of them in their journey, like that is what they're looking for. So I'm really trying to manifest that ideal client who just like all they really need is support sometimes. It's like, yeah, there's all these things we can do, but if no one's ever listened to you on your healing journey or taken the time to hear your story or like listen to what symptoms you're experiencing, you already have a wall up when it comes to healing. You're scared, you're being silenced. So I'm just like hopeful that people that have had that experience can find me or someone like me and just like shift their health because it's possible. And I'm so excited by that.
Well, and I know if you put it out to the universe always prevails in some way. But as far as anybody listening here, if anybody wanted to reach out and work with you directly and was in alignment with you spiritually, how would they get a hold of you? Where would you like them to reach out to you?
Yeah, Instagram is like the best place for sure. I'm Kira Isk. So KiraIskk.
That's awesome. And I will put it in the link as well so people can follow you. But thank you so much for co-elevating with us today. And if there was one message that you would want to tell anybody listening today, what would that message be?
Oh, it would be you need more sleep.
So everybody go get some rest. And thank you for co-elevating with us. But thanks again, Kira. It was a pleasure having you and co-elevating. And thanks for all the knowledge and everything that you bring into the world.
Thank you. It was so fun.
Thank you for co-elevating with us. It honestly always inspires me to see how such a successful business is driven by spirituality. And often business owners don't even know that spirituality is really what's leveraging their business in some way. So thanks, Kira. And when I hear you say that, it really is inspiring because it really does work. When you become aligned spiritually, mentally, and physically, you're able to give back to others. You're able to show up in your business and to turn those dreams into your fruition, to really turn that vision into your reality. And you're just a walking testament that it is possible. To see how many people Lifestyle You has helped, to see how you've been able to become a portal for the universe to flow through. Because by doing that and listening to Kira say that, she was in alignment, allowing the universe to flow through her with her intuition. She started leveraging that into her business. She was able to help her clients on a more intuitive level, getting them the results that they look for. And so when we can integrate that into our business and letting that intuitive guidance be available to us, we can better serve everyone around us because we're mindful, we're in tune, we're connected. We don't always know the answers, but the universe will guide us if we listen to it. And so often in business, we're in that masculine energy. We're driving, we're pushing, we're pursuing our goals. But sometimes we need to take a step back. And Kira just said it. You need to surrender. You need to let the universe be your guide because your intuition will steer you in the direction that you need to go. And so if you're listening to this and you have no idea how to connect to your intuition, you have no idea how to tap into a source outside of yourself, I'm here to guide you. But the truth is, you already know. Everything you need to know is within you. We're all intuitive beings if we can connect to it. And first, it all starts with letting go of all those external distractions enough just to be connected to yourself. Taking a few deep breaths. Maybe going to the gym or going for a run. Often when we take those times in our day to focus on being the better versions of ourselves, we can fuel ourselves, but we're also open to that guidance. By being mindful, by utilizing some of the tools and techniques that Kira just shared. But as we really tap into our intuition, it's already within you. Don't overthink it. Just connect to that inner voice. Maybe there was a time in your life where things got really hard, things got really dark, and you didn't have anywhere else to turn. But there was probably a little voice or an inner sense of knowing that you were going to get through it. There was some form of guidance available to you, your intuition or a higher power. When you can start to quiet all those external distractions, you can begin to really ignite that inner voice, igniting that connection, strengthening your intuition, really stepping into your power. And our power all flows through our intuition. It's not always doing. Sometimes it's taking the actions from that spiritual alignment and then taking a step back to surrender and allow the universe to do the rest of the work, to allow the universe to prevail, to allow the universe to co-create with us, because our businesses, our lives are a creation of what we want. We are the creators. So when we get to listen to cool and inspiring stories like Kira just shared, honestly, it just allows me to know that I'm in spiritual alignment because I can feel the energy that flows when I get to hear these stories, because it really does work. It works. You just have to believe it and you have to be open to it. So if you want to start manifesting things in your life and in your business, start with that spiritual alignment. Reach out to Kira, start working on your physical alignment. Then when you start to feel physically better, you can start to tap into the mentality piece of it, the mindset, the spirituality, which is when you're in alignment, everything flows. So follow along. I'll have Kira's info in the information below, so reach out to her. But again, thank you for co-elevating with us. And if you want to take one step today into being spiritually aligned, being aligned mentally, physically, and spiritually, take a few deep breaths. Go write out your dreams and your goals. Everything that you want to create in your life, mentally, physically, spiritually, write it out. Get clear. What do you want? Maybe you have no idea, and that's okay. Sometimes things happen for us and we don't know why it's happening, but the universe has a plan, or God has a plan. But get clear. What do you want? And if you don't know, let the universe show you. Ask the universe, what do I want? And be open to what comes forward, because there is guidance available to us if you're open to it. And the more that you can be aligned mentally, physically, and spiritually, the more that these messages or these clear visions are going to come to you because you're spiritually aligned. And from that spiritual alignment, you're going to be able to take the actions that are going to get you the results in your business, so you can start living your dreams and your desires. So thank you again for co-elevating. Go elevate your life, go elevate your business, and let the universe help guide you to the results. Thank you for co-elevating with us today. If you found value in this, make sure you like and share it with your friends and family, and join our community by pressing subscribe. This is a space where we co-elevate, we'll inspire, motivate you, and push you to unleash your infinite potential and elevate your life and elevate your business with elevated results.